Greetings, everyone. We're finally back. Sorry to be absent the past few days. I've been working on stuff. Different stuff from the stuff we were working on the other day. But stuff, nevertheless. Stuff what needed to be worked on. So today, the goal is to finish, well, you can't see because the fan's in the way. Hold on. Stop. Get out of the way. Just move. There. Okay. We need to move you anyway. The goal is to get through more of this stuff, which we tried to do the other day, and we got some of them done, but not a lot. I was kind of like annoyed by the logistics of the new setup. It wasn't quite working out the way I wanted it to. I'm still gonna like keep the footage and everything. We'll just yeah. So if anybody bitches and moans about it, where are you? Hi. So if anyone bitches and moans about it, well, too bad. Yeah. And for those of you who weren't here, it was a couple of things. It was hello. I see the zoom is working. That's good. That will be handy. I actually really like that digital zoom when it's not just randomly going haywire, but when it's actually, being useful. I'm still here. Thank you. Anyway, so we did a Star Wars update, pretty big one. Well, big-ish. There was like 6 things, but 6 very cool things, I thought. And we did a Star Trek update, which I don't even know how many things there were. There was a lot. It was a big one. There was like big stuff. And I don't know when those will be posted. Probably after Halloween. So, because next month, September, also known as Spooktember for those fellow Halloween freaks out there, want to start focusing more on horror stuff. I've already got a bunch of stuff scheduled, a bunch of the gameplays and whatnot. So, those of you who have been waiting for Dead Space will be delighted to know that Dead Space is finally returning tomorrow. In fact, tonight. Technically, I think it goes up at it's either midnight tonight or 6 a.m. Let me check. I'll find out. I'll check the schedule. Hold on a second. I've still got to finish editing the last few episodes we did, and we still got to finish the game. But that's okay. We've got time. We got about, 20 or so episodes in the queue still. Yes, midnight. Midnight tonight. So that's Pacific time. So that will be... There. Get the fan going. Got the air conditioner blasting in the other room and trying to keep the airflow going. I don't have the chat up. Just hold on a second to get the chat. I don't have the multi-stream chat up. And I've missed all of the chat so far. Excellent. Where was I going here? Who's on Twitch? Holy shit, Crolatin here right at the top of the stream. How's it going? And Jet Blast, how's it going? Says, Jet Blast says, hey, Crolatin was beginning to think I would be the only one watching on Twitch. Crolatin says, stuff and even things. And Jet Blast says, no, it's fine. I'm always on Twitch when I can. Oh, God, this is going to make me nauseous. Referring to the Zoom, I assume. Donate anything. Helps with bills for the remainder of the month. Yes, today especially. Last day of the month. We're out of time, guys. We're out of time. In fact, I will make an offer for you. Because we want to, my God, Luke, I'm trying to stream here. Stop showing me cute pics of your kids. Proud daddy showing off to another proud daddy. You know, if you're a parent, you'll understand. But, and And what else? We got, it's finally returning again. I know, right? How many frickin' times? But now we're into September. And no more messing around. It's time to get serious, folks. I still don't have the chat. What did I go over there for? I got distracted, like in that 2 seconds I was there. There we go. It is currently 10:25 p.m. in Puerto Rico, where Star Who hails from. And greetings, Bradshaw. All right, so our dono goal is in pretty rough shape. And it's entirely my fault, I get it. I haven't been streaming very much. But I have been busy behind the scenes, scheduling stuff that has been ready for a while, like a lot of the gameplays, editing gameplays, and other stuff. So it's crazy. Yes, but with you, it's the parentness. Well, we have those too, yeah. Those are like Rosie's kids. Which is why, seeing how she treats the cats, I'm very confident that if she ever does have kids and chooses to continue the Zernizarak legacy, those kids will be in very good hands. Because she's a very good kitty mommy. Hey, Skelly, how's it going? Finally, I made it for a filming stream. Yes, and it's, of course, Labor Day tomorrow, so I assume most of you have the day off. So hopefully you can all stay up nice and late with me, and we can try to get some stuff done. So I figured we'd continue with the Star Trek updates. So I'm going to do... The other thing that... The other reason I didn't come back right away is because, as I said, I wasn't too happy with how things were going in terms of the whole idea of doing the setup differently was to be more efficient so we could crank them out a little faster. But I don't know, something was off about them. And it was really just today that I figured out what the problem was. Essentially, what we're doing is we're using the table here as kind of as an alternative to the music stand. Now, when we use the music stand, we do, we move the camera over and we set up our insert shots and everything. And it's great. It looks, the end product looks great. A nice high production value. But it's such a pain in the ass, and it takes so long to do. So I was trying to figure out a way to do them a little more efficiently and quickly. So we were kind of putting most of the focus on having everything on the table, and this is how we did it the other day. So I would just, I wouldn't even show the items until we were at the table. I would just say, hey, we got some new stuff, let's go to the table and check them out, which in principle sounds fine. The problem is, you know me, I like to talk a lot about stuff, so it's basically just you sitting there staring at the thing on the table with my hands gesticulating in the background, and, talking about the thing, and it just wasn't very efficient. I didn't like how it was going. A couple of times I just kind of leaned onto the table, and it's like, yeah, you'll see when you see the video, see what I mean. So, rest assured, if that format annoys you in the same way that it was annoying me, rest assured there's only 2 videos in that format. We're going to do things a little differently today. So essentially we're going to do them the way we used to do them back in the day, where I talk about stuff, but instead of putting them on the music stand, or actually we might even put them on the music stand. Yeah, maybe we'll do it that way, so we can still incorporate the music stand. I'm thinking as we go. But then we'll move to the table to get a little closer look at them, and we got some that I want to unbox right away. I'll show you one of them right now. For example, like this one. We got the Star Trek movies, right? So, still wrapped. It's not like it's a big special set. It's just, I don't know, to give it a sense of occasion, because it's taken so fucking long for us to actually get nice editions of the movies. So, we got this, and we got the motion picture collection as well, which I have already unwrapped because I couldn't wait to watch it. Because it's one of my favorites. That one we're going to do a standalone closer look at sometime, because it's actually a pretty loaded set in terms of pack-ins and stuff, so yeah. So we're essentially going to do the updates in 2 parts. there's just no way to do them all as single shots, really, and be able to do close-ups as well. So I was going to film everything in 8K and just do digital close-ups, but then I was looking at the file size for those, and I was like, that's just going to chew through hard drive space. You know how much 8K takes up? And this is the low bitrate version at a very low, conservative 230,000 kilobits per second. About 1.6 gigabytes for 1 minute. So I did the math. 6 hours of video would be about 220 gigabytes. That is doable in small doses. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. What I'm thinking is, I've talked about this a little bit. For those of you who weren't here, I'll mention it now. One of the things I want to do, I wanted to do it today actually, but we can't because I need to get that shit done first. I want to do like an ultimate horror section update, where basically all the stuff that I bought for the horror section over the course of the past year that I haven't filmed updates for, because I was waiting for Halloween season, we'll do it all in one massive marathon stream / filming session, and get that going. I just realized I forgot to charge my second battery. We're going to do that right now while we're talking. I have one battery fully charged, so that's okay. So, in order to do that, because it's going to be so massive, and that's really what these updates have been for, is kind of leading up to that, is I wanted to figure out a more efficient way to do things that we could do the big marathon update. And that's why I looked at, how big 6 hours of 8K footage would take up roughly, because that's kind of what I guesstimate the length is going to be. So the idea is to do the stream first. You guys can see it all live as it happens, and then it will serve as proof that I did it all in one go. And then second, there will be like an ultimate supercut that shows all of the updates, with just the breaks cut out from the stream, but it'll be the 8K footage from the camera, but mastered in 4K. And the reason I want to film it in 8K and master in 4K is so I don't have to move the camera ever. I can just leave it set up, and we can do digital zooms on the things, like we're seeing here, and there won't be any loss in quality for the 4K version, right? Because we're using 8K footage. So it's the same principle as filming in 4K and mastering in 1080p. They say you always want to edit and film in one level of quality above what your target format is, which I think is why a lot of movies are filmed in 4K and then mastered in 2K. Like, fucking Hollywood does that. Why aren't they doing everything in 8K and mastering in 4K? You're Hollywood! You dumped $250,000, or $250,000, $250 million into this movie. You can't afford some slightly faster computers to do it in higher quality? Like, come on. It's ridiculous. If I can do it in my goddamn living room with a $5,000 camera, you can sure as hell do it with a $250 million movie. Like, come on. Enough with this 2K blockbuster movie bullshit. Up-res to 4K for the 4K release. You know how many of those MCU movies are actually natively 4K? Maybe 3. Most of them are upscales, which is why I haven't bothered to upgrade most of them. So, there's just no point. You know how much 2K is? Oh, it's 2K. It's so much better than 1080p. Not really. 1080p is 1080. 2K is 1440. You get the equivalent of 1 standard def's more of resolution. Greetings, Hunter. How's it going? So yeah, the one thing that Blu-ray.com is useful for is finding out if a 4K release is natively 4K or if it's an upscale. So buy wisely. All of the ones I'm doing here, these are all native as far as I'm aware. Generally speaking, if it's an older film, like something that was actually shot on film, then you're good to go. It's fine. But then you got to look at what the actual transfer quality is, because sometimes the transfers are shit. James Cameron. Anyway, yes, Blu-ray.com is useful purely for just hard data. Sure as fuck not for any valuable opinions or anything. But yeah, just hard data about the releases. Codec, region coding, and whether or not a 4K is actual 4K or a 2K upscale. That's the kind of stuff that it's useful for. But yeah, the forums there, oh my god, the forums are just absolute cancer. I stopped even looking at the forums years ago, probably a decade ago now. Yeah, really don't like that site at all. But anyway, well, yeah, exactly, Carly. He says small difference, but not huge enough for massive screens. No, I mean you'll notice a difference, I guess, if you were just side by side a 1080 with a 1440. But yeah, I mean, ideally you're putting it up on your big ass 4K screen. You want to have proper 4K. I want every single pixel counted for and used. Especially on LED and LCD screens and stuff like that, because unlike CRT screens where the resolution is scalable, it is not scalable on an LED. The pixels are a set resolution. Whatever the resolution of the screen is, that's it. That's what you get. So you may notice when you blow up, say, 1080 or 720 footage on a 4K screen, it looks a little fuzzy. That's not just because it's low resolution. It's because the resolution of the screen is set at 4K. You can't change it. The pixels are the same size, no matter what resolution you're throwing at it. So, and it's why 480 looks best on a CRT screen, because that's the kind of screen it was made for. Interlaced, anti-aliased out the ass. Looks great on a CRT screen, but it looks weird on a deinterlaced screen, which is one reason the best way to convert interlaced footage is to frame double it. So you have 30 interlaced frames, you convert it to 60 frames per second, so it uses the data from each field to create a progressive frame. That's the way I do my retro videos and stuff like that. Some players will actually do that, like Media Player Classic does that. VLC Player has a deinterlacing mode called YADIF 2X, which kind of does that, but I find MPC, like Media Player Classic, does it better. Anyway, that's enough tech talk for today. So anyway, I did the math on how much space 6 hours of 8K footage would take up. That's another thing I've been doing over the course of this month is clearing off hard drive space, because we're going into Halloween season. We're going to be filming a shit ton of stuff. I need space for all that footage. So I needed to know if it was viable to do at least the mega update in 8K. And yeah, 220 gigs, I can manage that. I cleared off about 2.2 terabytes of data, so we should have space. And I've got a little bit left on some of my externals that I can dump things over to if I need to. Deleted a lot of Blu-ray rips that I had ripped with the intent of watching them and just never got around to watching them. And I was like, you know what? It's just a rip. I can rip it again if I want to watch it. So why am I hanging on to all these? So, yeah, there you go. Hey, and thank you for the sub. Melina's nudity? No, hold on. What was it? Melina wins nudality. Okay, I was close. Thank you very much. Yeah, and Star Who says, hell, most people can't even afford 8K TVs, and those who have it don't have much to watch besides maybe upscales from movies and sports and demos to sucker people. Well, that's the thing. It's like, I really don't see them putting out a physical 8K format. I'm treating 4K as an endgame format, so if I get a nice edition of something in 4K, I never have to buy it again as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, at most, I think 8K is going to be used, as you say, for like sports broadcasts and stuff. And sure, I can see the benefit of that. More detail, more like it there. But I mean, you think you need a big screen to see 4K now. How big of a screen do you need to see 8K? Like, you're going to have in-house IMAX theaters? Like, come on. 8K is literally higher resolution than what you see in the biggest theater in your local Cineplex. And none of them broadcast. They don't even broadcast theatrical. They don't even like screen theatrical movies in 8K. They screen them in 4K. If you're lucky. A lot of those are even screened in 2K. Like, yeah. So 8K is absolutely overkill. The only reason to use 8K is, you know, if it's going to be shown in a theater that can support it. Or as a filming and editing format with the intent to master in 4K, right? So that's basically the idea. So, yeah. So anyway, that's how I want to do the ultimate thing. But here's the thing. We need money. We need support for the show. It has been, like, awful this month. We had a little bit of extra money come in from the last of the benefits, so that helped carry us through the month. That's running out. Next month is looking really rough. So if you guys want to help have the ultimate Halloween season this year, I need your support. Bottom line. So let's knock out that dono goal. So the more we can knock it out, the more I can do. You know, because then I'm not stressing about just our basic living needs. And there's also a lot of pre-orders and stuff coming out that would be great to be able to get, to do more videos about. I don't get freebies. I don't get freebies from, well, other than viewers who send me stuff, but from the studios, nothing. So anything you see, I have to buy. So that's that. So is this, what kind of lights are you rocking for the videos? I'm in the market for new ones right now. Well, like these, which are the, they're LED bar lights, which, you know, they have effects as well. Is that the right button? No. Yeah. Different effects that they can do, different colors. It's all LED based, like it's not, they don't really generate much in the way of heat. I mean, I've had these on for an hour and they're cool as a cucumber. And you can just go white as well. And you can adjust the color temperature however you want. Also, let's see if I can demonstrate this. They're directional, so you can shift them around however you want. Also, you can put them on a tripod. The one behind you, the red light, is on a tripod. I just have it on the music stand for now, but I might actually bring over the other stand. So these were, it was about $200, and I got a pair of them, and they both come with the stand and everything. They're also, they're USB powered and run on a battery if you want portability. So the battery seems to be, yeah, this one's actually got a good charge on it. The battery itself, I think you get about 2 hours when it's fully charged. So pretty neat. I tend to just leave it plugged in. Sometimes the battery doesn't take a charge. It's a little janky, but yeah, I really like them because it solved a lot of problems. It has effects as well, a variety of effects. I've used it sometimes for when we're dancing to techno songs or whatever. And being all LED based, you don't have to like switch out gels or anything if you want another color. What are you doing there, buddy? Do you want me to move the bag? Are you trying to get in the bag? Here. I'll move it for you, buddy. There. There you go. Church and Eclipse have been pretty good today, pretty happy. I think they're happy because we're taking care of the fleas. Might notice I still have a flea collar on my foot, just in case. Hey, if it keeps them off the cats, it's got to keep them off the humans too, right? It totally is! Works like a charm. Yeah, it's fine. Have a rave show. Well, we have had a rave show with them. So Tony says I stopped going to movie theaters when they stopped using film. Yeah, right. I mean, they're basically using the same source files that you have on your 4Ks at home. So why the fuck are you going to the theater? I own that movie. I can watch it at home for free. Make my own popcorn. You know. So it says digital projection is basically watching movies on a big TV. Yeah. Right? Not the same as true film. Exactly. Yeah, I haven't. Last time I went to a theater was. I think it was Infinity War. Rose and I went. And that was that. People are ruder as well. Really? Like, just won't shut up during the movie. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. People are so used to watching movies in their living room, they treat a movie theater like it's their living room. And, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, Crolatin says, blah, blah, blah. Theater is still cool when there aren't kids screaming. Fair enough. Yeah, and I mean, on the plus side, I mean, to look at the flip side, at least you're still getting to see it on a much bigger screen than what you have at home. So, I mean, that's something. As the Hunter was saying, just saw Nightmare on Elm Street in 4K in the theater. I got a Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and New Nightmare left that they're showing before that 4K set comes. Yeah, see, that's something the donos would go towards. So if you want to see me do a big video about the 4K set, link at the top of the chat, guys. Link at the top of the chat. What else? Yeah, he says I'm mainly going to see Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and New Nightmare in the theater, so I can see the 4K scan before the set comes out and do a video about it. Yeah, that makes sense. That's fair. And the prices are outrageous now. Yeah, I know. Well, the last time we went, which was when Infinity War came out, so I don't know if it's the same or worse now. Probably a little bit worse. For Rose and I to go. We went to see it in 3D, so premium for the 3D. We always get like a full load of snacks, so both get large popcorns and some chocolate and whatever drinks. So full cost for a full night out at the movies, and then bus fare there and back. It's about $50, $60. That's a lot. I can literally buy the movie for that much and watch it forever. I can, well, if it's $60, I can probably buy like a premium limited edition boutique label edition of the movie in 4K, and have it forever and watch it as many times as I want, So, yeah, I don't know. You also saw Infinity War in 3D jail? Yeah. Missed out on the Spider-Man reissues? Yeah, I didn't. I mean, they just would have been digital anyway, dude. I mean, you have them on your shelf. But that's our point. Snack prices are crazy. That's why you got to sneak in stuff. Yeah. But see, that becomes a double-edged sword because, movie theaters don't make very much on the ticket sales. Used to work in one. That's why I know. They make the majority of their money from the concession. So if you're not buying food, you're not supporting that movie in that theater, essentially. So take that how you will. If you truly want to support the movie and specifically support the theater that is showing the movie and ensure that they will continue to be around to show you movies, buy the food. I know it's expensive, but the reason it's expensive is because people keep fucking sneaking food in, and they're not buying as much food, so they're going to jack the prices up to offset their costs. That's why I say it's a double-edged sword. It's not just about what it costs you. You got to think of the bigger picture. Like, okay, how much is this theater actually pulling in? So that's that. Ah, that's a very good question. Nick B says, have you ever tried cleaning a moldy VHS tape? Found a hard to find one that has mold on it. I have not had that experience yet. I am dreading the possibility of having that experience when I get to capturing my VHS tapes again, because the last time I did a big capture binge was probably about a decade ago, and I haven't even touched those tapes since. And there have been many humid summers since. I'm hoping that it's not too late for some of them, honestly. But well, no, I guess it hasn't been a decade, maybe like 5 or 6 years since I last captured tapes. But yeah, so at this stage, I don't have any experience with that particular issue with VHS tapes, and I hope that I never do. As to what to do, I don't know. I mean, I would say just if it's on the tape itself, I mean, yeah, I don't know. DVD rot frightens you. There's nothing to fear from DVD rot. If you have a rotted DVD, just buy it again. Like I did that with a couple of titles recently. Actually, I was ripping my Voltron set to preserve, and it turned out one of the discs in the entire collection was rotted. Would not play. Couldn't use a variety. I have a variety of ripping software. Nothing could pull the files off it. So I found a seller that had it, rebought it. Disc was fine in the one I rebought, so was able to get the files off of that. Same thing with Spawn. You know, Spawn, that beautiful steelbook 10th anniversary edition of the animated series they put out a few years back. Yep. 2 of the 3 discs of the show were rotted and unplayable. I was able to pull a few episodes off, but not the whole thing. So, fortunately, they did a re-release of it with all the same contents, just without the steelbook packaging, in 2015. So I bought that. It was really cheap. It was only like $20. And was able to pull all the files off of that, no problem. So, yeah, so that's kind of another thing that I've been doing in my spare time is kind of going through some of my collection and ripping some of the older sets and older releases that I'm concerned about just because of the age. So, yeah, like I ripped all my my set of Cops. I ripped all my old BCI Eclipse discs of Bravestar, and a bunch of other ones. So, yeah, good times, good times. Sometime in the coming year, I want to upgrade some of my hard drives to higher capacity hard drives, and have some just kind of dedicated to archiving and such. But yeah, it's annoying. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's just something to deal with when you encounter. I mean, really, there's no other solution. If a disk is rotted to the point where it will not play and you can't rip it and preserve the data, then you really have no other choice other than to try to find, maybe they did a re-release with the same contents, which in my case, I was lucky and they did with the Voltron and Spawn discs. And if not, then, well, check archive.org. I've actually found a lot of old releases on archive.org that are full ISOs of the original DVDs uncompressed. So, you know, in a pinch, you can download it from somewhere, you know. So there's always options. Oh, that's good. That's fortunate, Jet Blast. Yeah, he says when I mentioned the rotted Voltron disc, he checked all of his and found no rotted discs. Yeah, so that's good. I mean, if you have the means to do so, and this goes for everybody, I would suggest that there's any sets you have, like DVD sets, you know, especially if they're hard to find, out of print ones, and you want to make sure that you will have access to that data indefinitely. You know, get yourself a big honking hard drive and start ripping discs. Seriously. On the plus side, DVDs don't take up anywhere near as much space data-wise as Blu-rays, which are like 25 to 50 gigs per disc. Yeah, try ripping some of those TV shows on Blu-ray and watch how fast your hard drive space disappears. Yeah, I do that. I've started doing that for like reviews and stuff, ripping Blu-rays just to, you know, be able to get nice screenshots and whatnot. But Yeah, the tin sets. Yeah, those are the best sets. They're gorgeous. Your Babylon 5 Lost Tales DVD is right. Oh shit! I just bought that. I have not checked it yet. Now I'm a little worried. Well, I guess we'll find out. Yeah, one of the updates I need to do is I got a whole bunch of new Babylon 5 set, including the Blu-ray set and the Lost Tales and uh, the new one, The Road Home, the animated movie. The only Babylon 5 in 4K, by the way. But yeah. Fucking Warner, man. Like, what was like that 5 year stretch where they were just using a really shitty manufacturer, and now like a huge chunk of discs that came out of that manufacturer are rotted. And that was a time when a lot of us were buying a lot of DVDs, you know. uh, yeah, it's frustrating. But I mean, that's the nature of the beast. Yeah, VHS tapes go moldy, DVDs and Blu-rays get rot, and you know it's that's why it's all the more important to preserve that data any way we can. You know, people like me who recorded a lot of stuff off TV and whatnot back in the day on VHS, I feel that we have a responsibility to do our part to preserve that data. Because, I mean, I've already found a lot of cases where some of the stuff I have is either the only copies I've ever seen of those things on the face of the earth. So it's very possible I'm the only collector out there who even has them. So I want to get those preserved, and I want to get them out there where people can enjoy them. Like, I'm going to put them up on archive.org or something. And then, but then there's other stuff where I'll see things that I do have copies of, but the copies that are in circulation are garbage quality because that's just the only ones that got digitized. But I know that mine are better quality. You know, for example, I'll give you an example. BattleTech, you know, the animated series of BattleTech. Yeah, the fan copies out there are trash. Now, there are some fans who tried to do like AI upscales and whatnot, but they're not great because they weren't. You can't make silk from a sow's ear, you know. I have, I think, 10 of the 13 episodes recorded from repeat showings on Space, the Canadian sci-fi channel, and they're pristine. They've all got stereo sound. They were all recorded in SP. They all have the episode recaps and opening and closing titles in intact. So yeah, so expect those at some point. I will put them out there for the world, for other BattleTech fans, because it doesn't look like we're ever going to get a DVD release of that show. So I mean, it's the least I can do to, you know, to help out fellow fans, you know. And that's just one example. I've got other stuff that I've never seen anywhere else. You know, like Hard Time on Planet Earth, which was a one season, 13 episode series starring Martin Cove about this you know, alien warrior who got exiled to Earth. I have all 13 episodes from the original airings. I haven't seen copies of that anywhere. I think at most I've seen like the intro on YouTube, and that's it. Man and Machine, another short-lived one. I've got some great copies of episodes of that, and the ones I've seen out there are shit. So, I mean, it's the least I can do to A, upgrade, you know, fan sets that exist, and B, you know, put things out into the world that nobody else has. I mean, Hard Time on Planet Earth might be a problem because it was a Disney show, so Disney technically still has that in their vault somewhere, but I'm guessing that I don't think it's ever going to get a release. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So that's a project that'll be a little ways down the road, but I'm working on it. But it's all about preserving the data, right? And making sure that all those old hidden gems are still accessible, you know, and don't become lost media. I've got a lot of stuff like that, so... Am I going to watch Gatchaman after Voltron? No. We will be watching Daltanius, Future Robot Daltanius, Lightspeed Electroid Albegus, and probably Robotech, because it's actually the 40th anniversary of Robotech this year. So I actually ripped all my Blu-rays of that. Thank you very much, Jet Blast, by the way, for sending me all of those. So I thought we'd watch that one. Over the Garden Wall on DVD because HBO Max took it off for a while. Yeah, and I mean that's good. I mean, if there's stuff there that you guys like and you want to preserve, support the releases, and above all else, if they go out of print or it's just a one-time thing, rip them and preserve them if you can. You know, at least hang on to that data. Because I mean, according to the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, you are allowed one backup copy of all of your media legally. So you're not breaking any laws by having a backup copy. In fact, you're following the law to the letter by preserving that data. Preserve the data! Hashtag, yeah. So, very welcome, as always. Yes. Well, on the plus side, we're getting Rocky Horror Picture Show in 4K. Yes, I hope it's a good transfer. You know, I'm getting, that's the other thing I'm getting concerned about. We're starting to see AI upscaling being used more and more for things that it doesn't need to be used for. I hate to say it, but apparently some of the boutique labels have started using it as well. Not so much that they've been using it, but that the studios that they've been getting the masters from, like where they haven't done the transfers themselves, have been upscaled. And that's not good. We don't want that. But, you know, boutique labels that do their own transfers, like Arrow and stuff like that, I mean, you don't got to worry about them because they're, and Vinegar Syndrome, like those are run by film fans who have an appreciation for film and want to present it properly. So, I actually got into a mild disagreement with someone on Blue Sky the other day. They posted an article about how trying to defend all of these new AI upscaled 4Ks like the James Cameron ones and stuff, and I'm like saying like, oh, it's just the evolution of home video. I mean, film is never going to look like film on home video unless you like get a projector and an actual reel of film, you know, to watch your movie. That's how film. That's the only way you're going to get it to look like film. Look at the fucking boutique labels. Look at everything that Vinegar Syndrome has ever put out. If you want to see how something sourced from film can maintain that filmic look on home media, it is not impossible. It is not the evolution of home media. It is the bastardization of film preservation. So, yes. A mild disagreement. Hello, Luke. Hello. We're talking about your favorite subject, AI upscaling in film preservation. So anyway, this person was like defending it and saying like, oh, it's just people being blinded by their nostalgia, thinking they remember what the film looked like when they saw it in the theater 30 years ago. And then because the DVD doesn't look exactly the way they remember it, that means it's a bad transfer. Yeah, whatever. You're just remembering it wrong. It's like, okay, I'm pretty sure the way fucking True Lies looked is not how it looked in theaters. Okay? Aliens did not look like that in theaters. That is, I mean, I don't even need to have seen it in the theater to know that that's not what it fucking looks like. Because that's not what film looks like. You know what's funny? You know what I actually use as an example of what a good transfer looks like now? Where is it? Is it over here? Hold on a second. Oh, you're going to laugh about this. You are going to laugh. All right. Those of you who have been around for a long time will remember a rant I did on my channel way back at the dawn of the Multimedia Chronicles where I talked about this film and how the transfer on Blu-ray was awful. I called it the Ultimate DNR Edition. You know what I'm talking about? Predator. But the 4K is pristine. Pristine. Yeah, it's grainy as hell because guess what? They used really grainy film stock at the time. It looks the way it's supposed to look. It looks like fucking film. So don't tell me that it's not possible to reproduce that look and that texture accurately, especially in 4K. It sure as fuck is. It's nothing to do with nostalgia. It's everything to do with simply knowing what film is supposed to look like. Having an understanding through experience and education as to what film looks like. I used to work in a movie theater with film every day. I know what it fucking looks like. So, yeah. Anyway, if you had any worries about the old Blu-ray edition of Predator, don't worry. The 4K looks amazing. Would recommend. That'll be in the horror updates. And actually, unlike a lot of releases, like for example the Star Trek movies, which include the new transfer on the accompanying Blu-rays as well, this does not. Included with the pristine 4K of Predator is
Please stop saying that.
We'll just wait for Mermaid Man to calm down. Thank you. The Blu-ray included here is the Ultimate Hunter Edition. So if you want to see for yourself how awful that Blu-ray was, it's right here. Don't buy this set for the Blu-ray. Buy this for your 4K collection. The only reason the Blu-ray is included is because it's got a shit ton of extras. That's the one good thing about that set. Loads of extras. And it was just a simple way for them to include all the extras. So, yeah. Jaws, I don't think it was the first Jaws. Jaws 3 definitely did, though. Yeah, and that was the problem, was the AI, there was like crowds in the bleachers, right? Which are out of focus. They're supposed to be out of focus. And the AI interprets that as, there's faces there. I should try to resolve those faces. So you just end up with all, the souls of the damned filling the bleachers. All these weird, almost cartoony looking faces. The I Love Lucy Blu-rays suffered from that as well. There was like people out of focus in the background that the AI tried to resolve the faces with horrifying results. So, fuck all that. Stop doing that, please. It's not necessary. When your source is film, just transfer the damn film. Do a little bit of light cleanup to make it look nice. If it's faded, do a color grade to fix the coloring. But that's it. Like, there's a right way and a wrong way to do film restoration. You look at boutique labels, again, like Vinegar Syndrome and a lot of Arrow's recent releases. That's the right way to do it. Whatever the fuck they did with those James Cameron Blu-rays or 4Ks is not the right way. So anyway, I got into a light argument with this person, saying, and even provided some examples. Thank you, by the way, Luke, for the screenshots that I lifted from our conversations and used as examples. One of Jamie Lee Curtis with her hands up, looking like her face is literally melting. And then another one of Bill Paxton looking like he just got out of a knife fight with this big weird crease across his face. That's all the wonderful AI upscaling they did. Yeah, fuck all that shit. Monsters in the stand, yeah, basically. It's the tormented souls of the damned. I mean, it's pretty appropriate. Oh, what, the evil? Yes, it was. Thank you for the bits, JL. That is definitely going to help with Spooktember. So, anyway, random rant. Hope you enjoyed. So I think... I'm just trying to think of how we want to do this. So, okay, so getting back to what I was saying, I think I'm going to put this on the stand so we can actually, or on the tripod thing. I'll grab that now, actually. Just, so we free up the music stand. We can do the music stand. We'll just kind of do the updates the old-fashioned way, and then cut to shot number 2. We'll go to the table and do some close-ups and unboxings. And that's that. So, question is, in the interest of efficiency, how do we want to do this? Do we want to film a whole bunch of intros and then go over, what about Predator 2? As far as I know, Predator 2 is fine. The Blu-ray was fine on Predator 2 as well. I didn't hear any complaints about that. It's really just the first one. So, yeah. Speaking of Arrow, they are releasing Outland. Yes, they are. I saw that. I follow a couple people who do extras for Arrow and other labels, and one of them was talking about a video essay that she'd done about it. So, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. That's definitely one I want to pre-order. They've also got a 4K coming out of In the Mouth of Madness, by the way. Another one I really want to get because I never got around to picking up the Scream Factory release. So, I was about to get it, and I thought, you know what? As soon as I do that, they're going to put out a freaking 4K. I just know it. And sure enough, 4K. Not from Scream Factory, though, but from Arrow. So, there you go. Arrow Video has Trick or Treat on 4K. I think I already picked that one up. Pretty sure I did. Yeah. But anyway, let's not talk about... What are you doing? Are you knocking stuff over? Don't knock stuff over, please. Over here, buddy. But yeah, I think I have that one. Yes. Dun-na! Yeah, I had to get this one. I have a couple of editions of this, but again, treating it as an endgame format. Now I never have to buy Trick or Treat again. That's a great movie. Really wish we'd got the sequel. Like, I would have loved to see a trilogy, you know? Like, Sam is just such a great little character, you know? Like, I rank him right up there with, you know, with all the greats. You know, Freddy, Jason, Mike Myers, Pinhead, Chucky, you know? But we just got nothing. We got the one and done. That's it. But look how much love there is for that movie, too. And justifiably so. It's a great movie. It's one of our traditional Halloween ones. So, yeah. What? Okay. Hey, Devin. Of course, leave it to you to bring the actual numbers. It says I'm really behind here, but I'm pretty sure 2K DIs are fairly rare these days, including MCU movies. Hey, stop knocking stuff over there, cats. Come on. Church, come on. Get off of there. Don't go on that one. There you go. Yeah, just go there. There's room. There's room for both of you. It's okay. It's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, buddy. It's okay. You find a nice spot and you sit and relax. Yeah. No, it's okay. Just relax. Let church sit. It's okay. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah. You just sit down and relax. The cats occasionally rotate their favorite spots, right? So currently, they're on one of the boxes over in the hallway there, where we have the Halloween decorations and such. So, anyway, well, I mean the 2K stuff, it tends, from what I've seen, seems to be mostly studios. Um, I don't see it from the boutique labels. The boutique labels, if they say it's 4K, it's 4K. You know. But anyway, he says including MCU movies, also 2K is 2048 by 1080 instead of 19. Oh, so it's actually even less significant. So basically the exact same. 2048 by 1080 instead of 1920 by 1080. It's not 1440? I always thought 2K was 1440. That was the, sort of short way of saying 1440. Well, either way, not much of a difference. I mean, honestly, 1440 would be more of a difference. But Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, and Deadpool and Wolverine are all 4K. I don't feel like researching more than that. No, I need a definitive list of every Marvel movie ever. Well, that makes sense. So the newer stuff then. So the newer stuff is 4K. All right. So yeah, I think it was around Endgame when they started to do more stuff natively in 4K. But I know the first two Avengers movies are 2K. And most of the early MCU stuff is. But yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, get the naughty cut. Yeah, get the naughty cut of Krampus. I picked that up and we watched that last year. It was great. It's not a huge difference, but it definitely makes a difference. Makes the scary moments a little scarier. But it's good. He's the child in the hall again. Seeing Kathleen Kennedy introduce the OG Star Wars in London, it made me go back to that doc. Okay, we're not talking about Star Wars right now. That is not the current subject of conversation. If it's shot anamorphically, you do get more resolution out of 2K on a 4K disc. But if it's 185, then yeah, you can kiss the resolution upgrade goodbye. Yeah, I suppose. Well, hold on. If it's shot anamorphically, but the 4K wouldn't be anamorphic, right? Unless the Blu-ray is less than stellar. Well, yeah. I didn't think they did anamorphic at all on Blu-ray because it's natively widescreen. So if it's a CinemaScope, it's letterboxed within the 16:9 frame. If I am mistaken on that, good. I will happily. Oh, the master is. Well, yeah, no, the film. The film is anamorphic, and the master, I guess. But would you really benefit from that on the on the release end? Because the release wouldn't be anamorphic. Because I mean, it'd be like saying well, I mean, the Thing non-anamorphic DVD looks great. And you get way more because the film was anamorphic originally. But yeah, but the DVD's letterboxed. You're still losing all the resolution that's in the black bar areas, like all the potential resolution. That's why DVDs, DVDs really benefit from anamorphic because they stretch the image to use the full resolution of the frame and then squash it down into the correct aspect ratio. So you just end up with a much sharper image in the middle than you would normally. For those who don't know, I know you know, Devin. Says, I don't know the exact numbers, but you get more than just 2048 by 1080. You get more pixels on the vertical axis. Oh, wait a minute. You're talking about if they put it in 4K, right? So if it's the master, I see what you're saying. So the master is anamorphic. They put that anamorphic image into the letterbox frame, but in 4K resolution, you're maintaining a lot more of the quality than you would on the Blu-ray. I'm pretty sure that's what you're saying. Yeah, you get okay. That is what you're saying. You get more of those pixels on a 4K disc. On the Blu-ray, it's just squashed down to 1080. Yeah, gotcha. I missed a step somewhere in there, but I get what you're saying now. Yeah, no, that makes more sense. But it's still not true 4K, either way. True 4K is the way to go, kids. Use every single frickin' pixel. I'll hide my nasty feet. Well, unless you like them, in which case, donate, and I'll show them more. Anyway. Cotton says 2K is 2000, while 1440p is around 25, 80, 60, 25, 60. Okay. Speaking of Marvel, what about the other non-MCU movies? I don't know, what about them? Well, I mean, if you're asking which ones are 4K and which I don't know, I'd have to look them up. Why don't you look them up? Whichever ones you want to know about, look them up. As much as I am a walking encyclopedia of information, when it comes down to the hard case-by-case, title-by-title data, you know, I don't know everything. I still do need to look things up. But, I like them. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, then. That's a little disturbing. I've never understood foot fetishes, but hey, if it makes me some money, that's easy money as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so getting back to the task at hand, we have a lot of filming to do, and not a lot of time to do it because, being true to form, I've left everything to the last possible second. Shaunapedia, yes. Like Wikipedia, but more Seanful. So I was thinking is we could do all of the sort of intro and, you know, just kind of basic update stuff first. And then for ones that we want to do unboxings of, we could then do segments on the table. What I'm saying is we'll do like a batch of me sitting here with the music stand, blah, 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 talk about stuff, and then go back, and the ones that we want to do unboxings or close-ups of, we can do a second batch of all of those in a title. That way I don't have to be moving the camera around at all. I can just kind of do a whole bunch. And bonus, if we end up not doing the tabletop segments, it doesn't matter because we'll have done the update and I can just leave it at that, you know? So that's what I'm thinking. You ever seen a collector agonize this much about just doing some fucking update videos? Yeah. Well, it's because I don't know. I like to think I put a little more into them than a lot of people do. A lot of people just turn on their webcam, show the stuff, call it a day. Production value, what production value? I don't care. And honestly, most people don't care. People watching don't care. People making the videos don't care. This is entirely me. This is just on me and the way I like to do things. I overcomplicate things. It ends up being a better end video, but I mean, really, the meat of it is people just want to see what I got. So why do I have to make such a big deal out of it? I don't know, because it's me. It's just what I do. Literally yelling at myself. Come on, me. Get it together, me. So, as you can see, and I don't know if you're still here, Hunter, but these stands also have flexi arms on them. So, very positionable. Yeah, I love them. They're great. So, now what we can do is move that there. Move the flea trap over there. Ah, it's a disco. There we go. Oops. So, if we can get some donos going tonight, no particular target, just, a decent amount. Don't be stingy. Maybe we'll do the ultimate update tomorrow. How's that sound? Sound good? And that's one that I won't wait. I'll basically do... Oh, this one? This chair? Yeah, it's nice. It's actually very comfy. I like it. It reclines too, but not really when it's backed up against the shelves. My God, it zoomed to your Did it? Hey, behave, camera. Yeah. Speaking of AI, it's supposedly an AI zoom. It's not a very smart one. But occasionally it's helpful. All right. Just went through my online orders and receipts and cataloged as much as I could find. I see. Is that, do you like exclusively buy things online now? As far as like, I guess computer stuff and collecting stuff. I mostly do too, actually, because, well, most of the things I buy just aren't available in stores here, or if they are, it's cheaper online. Like with the boutique labels over the past year or so, I've actually started just supporting them directly, just going to their website, seeing what they got, and ordering directly from them. There's some advantages to doing that too. I mean, you're not supporting big mega corporations like Amazon, but also you're supporting the boutique labels directly. But also, just on purely the collector side of things, they tend to have exclusive goodies that you can only get through the website. So, it might be exclusive packaging or exclusive bonus goodies. Sometimes bonus movies. Like, what was it? I ordered a set from Severin Films recently, and they included another movie with it that wasn't even part of the set. It was just one of their other new releases, but it's pretty cool. So yeah, it's definitely a good idea to support them directly. Do you know the Blu-ray site? Which Blu-ray site? If you catalog how much you paid, it also has a statistics page to see how much you paid for everything. Okay. I don't know why I would need that. I know how much I paid for everything because I paid it. It is comfy. Yeah, it's faux leather. It has been a little scratched up by the cats, but fortunately, you can't really tell on camera. I can tell, like when I put my hand, I can feel where the little scratched bits are. But it's like a vinyl, I guess, that's got a faux leather texture to it, and it's very, very soft. It has built-in lumbar support right here, so nice support for the back, and it reclines back pretty far, like almost flat. So you could, if you have room to recline, and the front comes up to support your feet. But it's just nice recliner. This was gifted to me by a viewer a while back who felt that my old chair, which is over there, the so-called murder chair, was a little outdated, and I needed something a little more modern. So they gifted me this chair. It literally just showed up one day. And then they sent me an email and said, yeah, I sent you a chair. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I wanted to see how much my entire collection is worth. Oh, I see. And I guess you can also see how much those titles are worth now, like if they're out of print or whatever, or at least how much I've spent on it. Oh, no, it doesn't. Just how much you. Okay. FYE in the mall I go to is gone. Ah, gone now. I used to get my DVDs there sometimes. Finally added Punky Brewster to my collection. Very nice. That's a classic. You have the cartoon as well. There was a short-lived Saturday morning show. I know that. Hey, Sean, did you hear there's a new He-Man game coming out? I did not, actually. It's called Dragon Pearl of Destruction. It's coming out on PS5 and Nintendo Switch. Nice. I have to look into that. What type of game is it? Is it like more arcadey? Is it more of an RPG? I could see them doing like a TMNT style side-scrolling beat 'em up with He-Man. I think that'd be fun. I would play the shit out of that. It'd be like I'm picturing it could be like Golden Axe. Remember Golden Axe? Fucking love Golden Axe. But He-Man, you know, that'd be cool. I'd say I pre-ordered more this year than the last 10 years, since everything seems to be limited or go out of stock so fast. I know, right? I hear you on that, Mike. I have done the same, actually. It's almost like to the point where it gets stressful because you'll see a release come out that you want. You might not have the money for it right away, and you're like, you know. And then there's ones where it's multiple volumes, where they'll release a new volume of a particular series every year or two. So it's like, well, I have the first volume, I got to get the second one, or I have the first three, I got to get the fourth one, you know. Like, they know all the little ways to get us, you know. The old FOMO. Yeah, Golden Axe was great. That's one I've replayed many, many times. One of the first games I finished in the arcade many quarters later. I know I'm late to the party, but I finally got the Batman Fox cartoon complete on Blu-ray. That's one I still need, actually. I have all the other Batman shows, animated or otherwise. Well, no, I don't have all the live actions. I don't have Gotham, and I don't have like Batwoman, and there's a bunch that, yeah. But the animated ones, I have all of them except that one. That's the only one I need. Weaponizing nostalgia. Well, more like profiteering nostalgia. Did you ever watch Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner and Darth Vader? I might have, like, years ago. But I think that came out when I wasn't particularly into Kevin Costner, mainly because my girlfriend at the time was fucking obsessed with him and wouldn't shut up about him. So I just didn't really want to see anything with him in it. Around that time, I saw Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which I thought was fun. Enjoyed that. But then after that, she became completely fixated on all things Kevin Costner, wouldn't shut up about him. And it really got irritating after a while. I mean, there's a celebrity crush, and then there's just fucking obsession, you know? So it got kind of ridiculous. So I might have seen it around that time, but I don't recall. The X-Men arcade game. Yeah, I mean, that was a similar kind of thing, right? Side-scroll. I just love those side-scrolling beat-em-ups, generally. I think they're fun. Streets of Rage on the Genesis, all-time great, one of the best soundtracks ever. Thank you very much, Yuzo Koshiro. Yeah, great stuff. Side-scrolling beat 'em up. Okay, nice. It's definitely like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Simpsons Arcade. So yeah, I'm gonna go for the physical copy from Limited Run. Nice. Well, that's perfect. That I will definitely pick that up at some point in some form. Dances with Wolves. I was late to the party on that. I really enjoyed that one. I don't have a problem with movies that are long, as long as they're interesting. I found it interesting. But I mean, that type of story is something that we've seen many times before. The Last Samurai is very similar. Basically, about white man goes native and then ends up fighting against his own people when he realizes the honor and nobility of the that whole thing. Fucking Avatar. Avatar is that again. All of there's so many movies that follow that trope, that storyline, and the white savior kind of thing. But I have not ordered Tom Baker season 2 yet because I have no fucking money. Yeah, when money comes in, I think I'm gonna have to do some catching up. I've been focusing mainly on, with what little money I have had, I've been mainly focusing on the aforementioned boutique label limited editions because when they're gone, they're a lot harder to get on the aftermarket. Last year when we had the inheritance money and I went haywire with stuff, I did pick up a few aftermarket boutique label releases. I'm not going to say how much they were. Let's just say they weren't cheap. And I will never pay that much for an aftermarket release ever again. But there was a couple that I just could not pass up. I had to have them in the collection. So it's like, we'll make an exception this one time, But, so somebody had a Merry Christmas that year. Well, yeah, but see, you're not going to go all obsessive and crazy and spend every waking moment going on and on about them, We all have our celebrity crushes, sure, but, keep it under control, people. Come on. Come on. On the plus side, all of this chit-chat is giving the battery some time to charge, so we should have 2 full batteries to start with. Or by the time this one runs out, that one should be charged. Okay, so, I think, first things first, I'm going to go for a short break. Welcome to the dark pit of my soul. Nope, there is definitely a new He-Man film in the works. You can see some news about it. But yeah, that is absolutely happening. They've actually been filming it. So, and they've shown stuff at recent conventions and so forth. And apparently the reaction so far has been very positive. So it sounds like it may be the He-Man film we've been waiting for a very long time. So, here's hoping. I'm just wondering what's happening with the live-action Voltron and Robotech films that they've been promising for years. Actually, Robotech anything would be nice. Harmony Gold is just sitting on their asses during the 40th anniversary year. Fabulous secret powers, yeah. Alright, well, you guys enjoy some clips for a few minutes. I will be back, and then let's get into some filming. I don't blame you. I get ashamed for how much money I waste for aftermarket collections. And I went to the... Yes, the Ghostbusters Ultimate Collection. That's another one I bought on the aftermarket. Thankfully, I got a good deal on it. It wasn't it wasn't too much more expensive than what it would have been afterwards. Super Mario, if you're talking about the Umbrella set, I got lucky on that because they still had the 1-Up collection in stock when I saw it, so I just bought it from Umbrella. But yeah, if you want the big collector set with all the goodies, that's been out of print for a little while now, so I can imagine it'll cost you a pretty penny. It's so worth it. It's such a good set. That's one of the ones that I have to unbox, actually, so... But such is life as a collector. Sometimes we just find ourselves in that position. We weren't able to get it when it came out, didn't know about it when it came out, or what have you. And, we can't say no. Anyway, see you guys in a few minutes. Enjoy the clips. Oh, shit. Oh, that was a close one. That was a nice little loop-de-loop there.
In isolation. So
Oh.
I would have been like 13.
Well, yeah, I have the stream of it somewhere. Like, I have the original video. Oh my god. I felt the bass from that one. Like, vibrated the floor. Went into the cat tree and just rippled along the floor. Check it out, folks. 666 hours in Fortnite. We made it. Woo! Allegory and stuff. The Matrix isn't what it wants you to think it is. The Matrix is the control the media has over you. Easier to break free than you think. They only want you to believe it's hard. Oh. What did he die of, or from, or as a result of? On the plus side, hot deals on Pope mobiles. That's an odd place to go. Just how high are you right now? 88. Oh, wait a minute. That's the Pope's age, not the... I thought you answered that very quickly. I'm like, how high are you right now? 88. First, I direct you to my Blue Sky, where I actually watched it yesterday and gave my thoughts. Well, damn, I haven't been this stoked for a Superman movie since I was 10 years old. This looks spectacular. In other words, I think it looks...
marvelous!
Yes, so... Perfect timing, JL. Perfect timing. Oh my god, thank you.
Oh, shit.
Going after
There's another one.
Fuck, it's another team! Or no, it's...
Coming.
Fuck.
Damn it.
Well, yeah.
Fuck!
Oh my god. Down to you and one guy.
That last
One
one.
guy. Yes!
Yes.
Oh my god, you got him. Nice. Good job, dude. I'm a card, but I saw... Thankful. Okay, I've done that part.
Yes.
And what was the story that I so rudely
Oh my God.
interrupted?
Twice, yes. It's not a big deal. I was simply making a remark.
Oh.
It wasn't the whole story.
Oh. What was the remark? Good old Ben's. So yeah, unfortunately cosplayers can't use a big box of Uncle Ben's to do the joke at comic book cosplay events at comic book conventions in front of Spider-Man by showing them Uncle Ben and then filming them crying anymore. Yeah, they can't do that anymore. Mark McGurk. Mark McGurk. Oh, I love Mark McGurk. He's great. He was great in Data Force 2. Oh my god. Data Force 2 starring Mark McGurk. nailed it. I just
I
wish.
really enjoyed it.
The hell is the camera looking at? Here, look at this random shelf. Okay, great. This is the new Deathstalker remake. Yeah, I haven't looked at the trailer for it. I have the original. I got the Screen Factory re-released the double feature that had the first two on it a while ago. What angle have I picked here? Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Ugh. Well, yeah, there's no signal because there's nothing going in. That's for when we do video games and stuff, so. The original Deathstalker is wonderful, cheesy fun. It sort of, they sell it kind of as a Conan knockoff, which it sort of is, but there's like just so much random sex and nudity in it. It just seems, it's very cheesy. It's very cheesy. Like, go in with realistic expectations, and don't watch it with your grandma in the room. It might be a little too much. Oh, Sean, speaking of turtles, I almost forgot. The first 3 live-action films. Are you going to tell me about the Arrow release? Dude, come on. Consider who you're talking to. I knew about that the second it was announced. We actually put announcements like that on the Discord all the time. So if you want to be right up to date, be on our Discord. You should see the link in the chat there somewhere. But yeah, I pre-ordered it already. It's done, pre-ordered, waiting, and can't wait. It's about time. We still don't know what all extras are going to be on there, but the speculation is that they're going to go as all out as they can with the archival extras. There's a lot of great stuff that they produced around the time of the films that has just never appeared on any home video release, other than, VHS back in the day. Like there's like a half-hour or hour-long making-of special they did that got a VHS release but was never on any of the disc releases. So hopefully that'll be on there. There's rumors they might include the Coming Out of Their Shells tour and the making of as well, which would be cool to have as well in some kind of modern form. And yeah, so I don't know. I hope they include the Barbara Walters interview with the Turtles, which was freaking hilarious. They couldn't shut off at one point, one of them starts crying, and they couldn't shut off the tears control, and it just kept like pouring tears out of his face. It's like, oh god, I'm dehydrated. I can't stop. It was pretty funny. Anyway, I hope they include stuff like that, because that'd be great. I think there's some music videos as well. So, yeah, I think September 26th is when they said they would be announcing the extras. So mark it on your calendars. Check the Arrow website. Meanwhile, speaking of fear of missing out, they've got 2 versions of the set. Actually 4 if you include the different formats. So there's Blu-ray, 4K. Both versions are the same in terms of the disc contents, but have different package art and disc art. So it increases your chances of being able to get at least one of them before they run out. I don't know how limited they're going to be, but my advice would be get your pre-orders in ASAP for whichever version of the set you want, because I expect this one's going to sell out fast. Because speaking as a Turtles fan myself, and I'm sure a lot of others will agree, we've been waiting a long time for those movies to get a proper deluxe edition. And this is it. This is the one we've been waiting for. So I feel like it's going to fly off the shelves, fly out the door, So get those pre-orders in while you can. sorry to have heard about your money problem. I was thinking of asking you if you pre-ordered the 2 Blu-ray volumes of He-Man. Which one? But I think I had already heard the answer. Hope you save up. Well, I can't save what I don't have. I need to have money to save first. If you're talking about the recent set, the German set that James Eatock, He-Man superfan, had a lot to do with. Yeah, obviously I missed out on the collector's edition that came out. I know they're doing a re-release or have done a re-release. Yeah, like a standard edition. I'd like to at least get that. Apparently looks amazing. It's all the timing, the frame rate, and the pitch has all been fixed, so it's back to NTSC speed, not the PAL sped up version that we've had for years. And yeah, so I definitely want it, but yeah, I do have more inheritance money coming. There's just been some delays in getting it all finalized. I thought it was going to come in by now, which is the only reason things are tight right now, is because it's taken a little longer than I had planned ahead for. So I basically, with the money that came in before, in addition to getting all the stuff and upgrading the equipment and everything, I also paid all our bills ahead for like a little over a year. Well, that's run out now. And also the benefits we were getting for Rose, those have run out as well, because they were child benefits, and she's, well, no longer a child, so that's done now. So yeah, once the rest of that money comes in, things will be fine, and I can relax a little bit. Until then, we are entirely dependent on you guys, like 100%. So don't be shy. Even $1 helps. Like if everybody chipped in $1, that would make a big difference. You know, every little bit helps. So yeah. Actually, there's several versions of the original TMNT movie. The U.S. version, German, Japanese, and I think well, if you're talking about the original, there's also the Stinkovision version that Umbrella put out. It's literally it has like a scratch and sniff that you use at different points to smell the movie. So yeah, so Umbrella Entertainment has the Stinkovision version of the original movie. If you want to check that out, if you just want to have, you know, an odd edition of it. I don't recall what it has in terms of extras. I think it's still a fairly basic edition, but yeah, the Arrow one is definitely the one to go for. Oh no, you're talking about something else. You're talking about different cuts of the film. See, that I didn't know. I didn't know there was different cuts. That'd be interesting. What about my books? What books? Are you talking about Mum's book? Yeah, that's gonna be like a year from now. Like that's not even close to ready yet. So I need to be. Well, yeah. I mean, it's in the works. I said at the time, you'll hear more about it when it gets closer to being released. So, yeah, it takes a long time to put a book together, dude. Even if it's written, there's still like I got to do formatting. We got to do graphic design. We got to do covers. We might do some interior art. I mean, we got to scan things. Like I got to still go through. Like I've got like 12 boxes of stuff to do with the book. Like I got to scan things and figure out what we want to include and what we'll save for maybe a deluxe edition later. You know, it's a lot of work. Tremendous. You can't just snap your fingers and you have a book. It's literally years of work to put together. So, yeah. Yeah, well, I certainly hope so. I mean, I think it has a lot of potential. I think it's a great story with some great ideas. It's very different, very unique, very original. And I'm not just saying that because it's Mum. I honestly think she was onto something there, and she came up with something truly special. And I think those that do get it and read it will really enjoy it. And I think it's something that they'll want to, pass on to their kids and whatnot, and share with other people. So I feel like it has the potential to be very successful. But that's another reason why we're taking our time with it. We really want to make sure we market it right and make sure it gets out to the audience that would most appreciate and enjoy it. So, so I'm sure it will be successful enough at the very minimum. It will be successful enough that it'll give us a little bit of extra money every month, but, on the high end of that, hopefully it'll be a huge success and it'll give us a lot of extra money every month. I don't know. We'll see. But that's at least a year off. Why is the phone ringing? Hello? Cool. I'm streaming right now. Cool. Sounds good. Okay, cool. Love you too. Bye. Okay. Hey, JL, it's your favorite. We've got an actual thunderstorm going on right now. So if the stream suddenly craps out, that's why. Hopefully it won't. I might just take a little peek. Be right back. Oh, yeah. I can hear some rumbles. Cool. I didn't see any lightning, but I did hear some rumbles. So. What? The CIA knows who he is? Who? This Phelan Porteous guy? Yeah, I don't know who that is. But anyway, cool. Okay. Oh, can you see that? Yeah. Can be storm bros. That's right. We don't get them very often here because we live near mountains and such, and the mountains tend to dissipate. Oh, no, that's a truck going by. I think it is. That's his truck. It's nice and cool out there. Let me just check the temperature. I might just give the air conditioner a break and turn the fans on. 32 right now. But it is fairly cool out, so let's see, maybe let's open the bedroom window so we can hear a little better. No card in camera. Why do you not appear centered? Why does it look like the... It looks like the music stand is so far away. This couple from this angle, and then we'll do the good. Okay. We got auto white balance, 4K, IPB, manual focus, and a little positionable focus thingy there. Okay, good. That should be good. If I sit around here, that's pretty good. And then I can have these over here. They're actually out of the way. Okay, you're seeing the fan there. Let's move you guys over a bit. Any donos? Any donos? No? No donos. Well, if we can get some donos in today, about doing the mega update tomorrow. If not, then, well, not, I guess. It's up to you guys. Entirely up to you guys. I was originally just going to do all this filming offline, but, well, like I said, we need money, so might as well stream it. But if we're not making any money on the streams, then, well, I guess I'll just go back to doing them offline. Where are all my mods at? Mods? I need to get new mods. I swear, there's never any mods here. Mods? I need to check something. Alright. No mods, I guess. Be on your best behavior, guys. I won't have to babysit you. Here we go. I wanted y'all to see that, as well as all of this. So, yeah. Anyway, support link is at the top of the chat. I'm just going to step out for a minute and you can stare at my collection. some good news. As I stepped out for a moment. It has started to rain. Just a little bit. But here's hoping we get a little bit more, because it has been muggy the past week. I mean, I've been showering every day, shampoo, conditioner, and still, it's like I'm not an hour out of the shower and I feel sticky and gross again. You know how it is? You know that kind of weather, like it's just sticky. Ugh. So I always shower like right before the stream, so that I'm all nice and fresh for all the change of clothes. I got a stack of shirts over there for the updates, and based on what they are. Amazingly enough, given the sheer like mountain of Star Trek stuff I have, like I've got movies, DVDs, the shows, and a couple shelves of books and comics. Most of the original crew, because I'm all about the original crew. I don't have any Star Trek shirts. I'm pretty sure I do not have a single solitary Star Trek shirt. Hey, greetings, Nickelodeon fan. Oh, just trying to get some more filming done. The usual lately. We're going to be doing a lot of this, but we're going to be doing a mix of filming and scary games in the month ahead. Jeez, like, just calm down. Yeah, it's supposed to recognize that gesture, but there. Okay, it should stay where it is now. So let's just reposition you guys a little bit so you can get a better view of the proceedings here. Any mods show up in my absence? Any mods? Mods? Hello, mods. Where's all my mods at? The problem is most of my mods are day people, and they all passed out. Anybody? Any mods? Hello, mods. Sound off. Roll call. Make your presence known, mods. Put the fear of modness into the chat. Not that anybody's misbehaving. You guys are a good group. I am blessed with a well-behaved audience. Thank you guys for being awesome. I am, yes. Another one. I don't know if you were. I know you were here the other day. I don't know if you were here when I was filming the other update, but the second of 3 Star Trek updates. Nothing happened. I was just wondering where all my mods were at. Hello, mod. I'm not talking about the old B. Arthur sitcom, by the way. Although that was great. I love B. Also, we've got a thunderstorm outside. In the 2 minutes I was out there, was some lightning, some thunder, some rumblings, and it started to rain. I'm so happy. So hoping we get just a downpour tonight that takes all this freaking humidity out of the air. But here we go. There's... Oh, yeah, JL mentions he watched Unfriended. Be sure to check out the second one as well, Unfriended Dark Web. I actually think that's a better movie. But they're both fun. I also recommend, if you like horror movies that take place all online, Host, the one that Shudder did. It's really short. It's only an hour long, but it's so good. Really tense, very well done. That whole thing was done during the pandemic when everybody was in lockdown. So the whole thing was done on Zoom. And it's so well done. It's really, really good. Highly recommended. Host. It's on Blu-ray as well, by the way. That's one thing I like about Shudder is they put their streaming movies on Blu-ray, which is pretty cool. What else? The Den is a good one. It's an older one. That one's really good. Yeah, I gather that's kind of what they were trying to do with that War of the Worlds movie that came out recently with Ice Cube, but apparently it was not very well done. And people have just been mocking it relentlessly. Yes, as RazorWire Review says, have your iPads charged, have your tablets charged, order your Chinese food, because there's going to be a lot of rain. Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, if worse comes to worse, I have a few slices of bread left and some peanut butter and some Ritz crackers and cheese. So we'll be able to survive the thunder apocalypse. And these lights, as I mentioned earlier, are battery powered as well. So actually, the last time we had a power outage, I used one of those. I just put it on lower brightness so that it didn't use the battery as much, and I just sat and read a book. In a way, I kind of enjoy the power outages when they don't last for like a week, because it means I'm forced to unplug from everything and I just catch up on some reading. It's great. And I gotta say, having these lights is a real blessing when those power outages happen, because I can have proper light even with no power. Previously, what we would do is I have about 100 tea lights, and funny enough, an unused cardboard lid from a Chinese food container, one of those foil ones that has like the foil lid, it's like cardboard but it's foil on one side. So I put the tea lights on the foil side, so it's reflective and it would help, give us a little bit more light. And that was it. You saw the second one a while ago. You saw the second Unfriended. Cool. But yeah, that is kind of an offshoot of the found footage genre called desktop horror. And desktop horror can be quite good when it's done well. So, yeah. There was another one with John Cho, I think, called... I can't remember what it was called. It was one where he was a father whose daughter had gone missing, and he was finding clues to her disappearance by going through her laptop, and there was, video calls and stuff on her laptop. And so it was kind of a mix of, techno thriller kidnapping movie, but also a little bit of the desktop horror aspect, as well as he's going through the stuff on the laptop and uncovering the layers of the mystery. But it's apparently quite good. I have not seen that one. Searching, is that the one? Thank you, Luke. And he said it's fucking great. Well, there you go. See, yeah. And I like John Cho generally. I think he's awesome. But yeah, I need to pick that one up. It sounded like a really good one. So yeah, I like all that stuff. All right.